there he goes. Stevie Rochelle from Metal Sludge, Tales from the Porn. My head is spinning. I'm sure yours is too. I'm sure our next guest is, who has been a trooper, and many apologies. Let's welcome to the show, Mr. Ben Rauch. Ben, is your head spinning?
My head is always spinning because that's the way I live my life, running from one thing to the next. Nothing to do with anybody else.
You being a musician, did you were you laughing at a lot of the comments? I mean, were you getting it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not I'm a different genre than all that. I have respect for all varieties of music, all genres of music, but that's not my side of the street. You know what I mean?
Sure. Wow.
But I definitely relate to traveling and merch and stuff like that, and buying and supporting other bands and other artists. I always try and do that.
Yeah, I mean, especially in this day and age, you truly have to.
You have to, right? We know as an insider, what it takes and how hard we work and what we put on the line, and how we have to sometimes not be able to buy our moms Mother's Day gifts because paying for an extra hour of studio time, that kind of thing. My mother has suffered. Actually, I named my record company after her, Mama's Boy Music. That was my tribute to her for all the Mother's Day gifts forgot to get her or couldn't get her. No, I have a great mother, actually. No, she's as long as I would, call her and spend time with her, she'd be cool with it. She's not like, this is $5 less than last year. She's not like that.
So you're like one of them multi-talented, multi-faceted entertainers, where you're covering three worlds at once, whether it's acting, music, comedy. You're dipping your toes in all ends of the sand.
That's right. I have three legs, actually, and they just want one foot in each little pond. Yeah.
Look at that.
I for me, it's all the same. It's, my music is pop rock comedy music. So it's story based. There's a story pretty much in every song. It's not just lyrics that don't have a scenario. Each song pretty much is a scenario. Place, who, what, when, where. That kind of type of thing. And it's acts through the song, and I just can't help but to jump around and dance or play. A piano player and guitar player, and I produced 8 songs on the next album. 2 of the other songs were produced by Jason Agle, who's this amazing, tremendous, producer. Who's worked with John Legend and Jay-Z, and I think he's working with Kanye right now. And again, these are not my genre of music, but he's just versatile, and he can do anything. He produced this last song, the Emoji song, with me, and engineered it, and then also Jersey Christmas that was out last year and the year before.
The funny thing is, as I was going through your music though, and I came across Jersey Christmas, and I'm checking out the video, and I'm sitting there laughing and all, and I'm thinking to myself, were you always trying to be like the comedy guy in music? I mean, was there ever a time where you were trying to be serious with the music at all, or?
Yeah. The first song that I had out was this song called "At the Water's Edge" that I wrote for the Hurricane Sandy effort. That when Hurricane Sandy hit the East Coast, I'm from New Jersey originally, and I live in New York now, but I spend as much time as possible in Jersey, actually, because my family is here, visiting them. That's a serious song for sure. That song, "At the Water's Edge," to help raise money for the victims of Hurricane Sandy. And there's not a joke in that one. It's not like, that would be really inappropriate if I was just, making jokes about that, at the time. A lot of people lost their house. So yeah, I can be serious too. I think every comedian definitely has a serious side. Comedy is could be a very serious, people are serious about why didn't I get the laugh? Why wasn't that funny? Comedians are very much like that, where we have a very serious side, and people, I think, and then there's the other side where some of us can always be on, right. Always looking. I'm definitely always looking for the joke, but I'm a very sensitive soul. I get, verklempt every, at least once or twice a day, And no, we're sensitive too, and I definitely I'm involved in that other types of music too, where it's serious, but I like to make people laugh. I like, especially in today's day and age with everything that's going on, we have to laugh, we have to be lighthearted, and we need people that are going to bring positivity and cheer people up.
Absolutely. Now, how about which of these came first in your career? Like, was music your first true love and passion, and then you started branching out into like the acting and comedy, or was it the acting first? Like, which one was really the true one that like kicked off your life into the entertainment world?
I think it was both. I mean, I grew up. My grandfather was a musician. He was a music teacher, and my mother did community theater, and my dad's a certified public accountant. So that's where a lot of this comes from. No, I'm just kidding. He's the straight-laced guy in the family. He's like, "Where's my pencil protector?" And you're like, "Okay, Dad, I don't think you had one." He's like, "I could have sworn I had one. Where are the pencils?" I'm like, "What are you going to bed now? What do you need pencils for, Dad?" He's like, "I need them. You never know." I'm like, "All right, I think you had too much warm milk, Dad, tonight." So, it's for me, it was, my grandfather, taught me piano at an early age, and I started going to see my mom in community theater and musicals. And, I started seeing musicals at a very young age, and I would do these shows in my basement with my sister, and, that's what we were doing, every day after school. Kids would be like, "Yeah, we're going to go play baseball." I was like, "I'm going to go practice my ballet." And they were like, "Oh, all right, dude, okay. I don't want to get hit by a ball, to ruin my face." So it was we were always involved in theater and the musicals. It's always it's all right together. You're singing, acting, and dancing, and sometimes playing an instrument while doing all those things. And that's where a lot of this came from. So it wasn't one thing first. I mean, I was doing voices at age 1 years old. I remember I can actually kind of remember my first birthday. My dad, maybe it was my second birthday. My dad would hold me in his arms, and he would say do the Cookie Monster voice for everybody. And I remember there being people around, and I would be like, cookie, and then they would laugh and stuff. And then he's like, "Do Donald Duck," and it'd be and I actually developed vocal nodules at a very young age because I didn't learn how to talk like myself. I was talking like Cookie Monster, I was talking like Cookie Monster from a very young age. So I didn't know how to make these normal sounds. And now this is actually my real voice, believe it or not. The voice you're hearing now, this is my real voice, I think. At least that's what I'm claiming to.
You're not 100% sure, but you're almost positive.
Where's my pencil protector? I don't know. Yeah, no, this is my real voice. But I mean, it's versatile. I can, talk lower, higher, depending on what I need, what the character needs, how I want to scare the telemarketer off. I enjoy that. Yeah, I used to mess with telemarketers, man. If we're going on tangents, I used to people used to call the house, my parents' house, and I would keep them on the phone for half an hour, 45 minutes. And I knew I had to be 18. I was over 18 at the time, but I knew that I had to be 18 in order to have this, whatever they were signing me up for, happen. And at the very end, 45 minutes, all right. And they're like, all right, great. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm how, is it okay that I'm 16? I'm going to be 17 in a couple weeks. And they'd be like, what? And they'd be like, I'm sorry, we can't sign you up for this service because you have to be 18. I'm like, oh, shucks, man, this sounds really good. And they'd be like, oh, you could hear it. I used to love that. That's sick, isn't that? Isn't that sick? Is that a little sick? Because then I was a telemarketer for a little bit, and I was like, oh, God, I shouldn't have. My karma is coming back to me.
Now, when you were a telemarketer, did you have a fake name you would use?
I would change it every so I'd be like, hello, my name is Svig. Or I would just hello, this is Sarah, and just try different things to see who would sell the best, whatever come up with. No, I don't think I really, I don't think I had a fake name. I just, it was just a bad, a weird product. And it wasn't even the thing I was selling wasn't even finished yet. And they were trying to get me to make sales on something that wasn't finished. And I didn't even know what the heck it was. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you do all these these voices and all. Did you ever consider doing voiceover for animation or video games or anything?
I would love to do that. I've done some animation for different things. Did an animation for the Bank of America years ago and the Olympics, and that's like on my website. That promo is still on my website, and yeah, I've done like voiceovers for many different products, throughout the years, and I was on this animation series that actually never came out, which stunk. Is it that I hated that, like, because it was so good, and we shot like 11 episodes, and it was like the best job ever. This happens a lot, in the business. Like half the commercials you see that you see, are like only like 25 or 50% of the ones that get shot. Same with like pilots and things like that. There's a lot of pilots that are made that never get aired, and so yeah, I definitely want to be doing more of that. I love that, but I've never done it for video games. I'd love to do that. That'd be super fun.
Yeah, it's like the whole new world now, especially with this freaking video game world is out of control.
Out of control and very diverse. And yeah, I love it. I'm myself not to be a gamer. Like I'm a gamer. Like I have like a gamer mentality. Very Comic-Con type of person. But like if I delve into that, there won't be any music happening. I won't be, I'll be like doing that the whole time. Just playing video games. So I do my best to stay away. But I do love a good arcade. Bring on the Dave and Buster's.
I took my daughters actually to they're both gamers, shall we say, and I took them to a video game convention last week. And when we walked out of there, like I just turned to them, like, out of all like the conventions we go to, like whether it's Comic Cons or Horror Cons or whatever, I'm like, when we go to the video game one, you can just see like the people who are the true hardcore gamers, because they just look so unkept and disheveled, and you can tell like that is their world. Like it's video games and nothing else, and that's it. Like they don't care about themselves or nothing. It's weird.
Yeah, they're like, shower? I was supposed to take a shower today? I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you mean I don't go stand out in the rain? Like,
right. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. My last video was like a little bit like had some, it's about emojis. It's Emoji song. So it was, it was about, it's got like these animation graphic type things that I think is like a little bit gamer-ishy, Comic-Con-y. And yeah, that was personality.
I can see that though. We have that like very bubbly, outgoing personality. That would be like totally great for Comic Cons and stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, this is me. No coffee at all.
So, in the world of movies, TV, you were in Jersey Boys for a little bit.
Yeah, I was in the movie Jersey Boys, and then I worked with the Broadway cast of Jersey Boys. I produced, musical directed, and sang with them on my song Jersey Christmas that we released for Broadway Cares Equity Fight AIDS last year on the Broadway yearly Carols for a Cure album. And yeah, it was crazy and fun, like working with them and getting to like collaborate a little bit with them and sing with them. Yeah. So, and then I worked with Clint Eastwood. I got to work with Clint Eastwood, on set, for the movie Jersey Boys, which was super fun.
How was that working with Clint Eastwood?
Oh my God, total gamer. No, I'm joking. He could be. No, he's just amazing. He's like an amazing human being, and he really he's very humble. Like you'd think like a guy like that would be like screaming and yelling and like saying like cut action, like screaming, very egotistically, and he's not. He's very like whenever you're ready. He's very just cool, and he doesn't do a ton of takes because he hires people that are great, and he just everybody's yawning at 12 hours and he's like completely fine, and older than everybody.
See, I was kind of surprised at that because I was like going through and watching some like clips and all. I was finding like and like I was trying to find clips of you and all and stuff, and I was seeing clips of him like behind the scenes, and that's what it seemed like. I was expecting him to be like Clint, you know what I mean, like that grumpy, gruff character, and he seemed really laid back.
Yep. Yeah, he's very, very laid back. I don't think. He's just very professional and focused, and he's a musician too. You know, we had like some short music talk. You know, when I was playing keyboard and singers for the Four Seasons in the movie, and he came over and he was like, you know, at one point like, what is this chord? It starts with this, and then he was like reaching over my shoulder, like playing chords on the piano in front of me, and it's like, yep, that's the chord, and he changes to this, and I was like, yeah, it's like, oh my god, like Clint Eastwood is like playing piano over my shoulder, you know, crazy, you know, amazing. Yeah, he's a legend. He's such a legend.
Absolutely. Now, what's it like when you're on a show like Gossip Girl? It's, you know, does that change things?
Great.
People start noticing.
Yeah, you know, I got noticed a little bit from that. You know, yeah, like there was, you know, I was on like 5 episodes of that, and you know, people still say they remember me, like if they meet me and they know the show. You know, it's weird because like people are like coming to the show now, you know, still, and they're seeing it for the first time. They're watching it on, you know, DVD or Netflix or wherever, you know, Amazon, and they're first like discovering it now, like it's first time. And it was, you know, I was on one of the episodes. I think it was like Lady Gaga was on, and you know, it seems, you know, all these different people like Leighton Meester, Hilary Duff. You know, I'd seen a couple scenes with Hilary Duff, and it was just great. It was great being there, and I love that because you're like, you shoot it and you're done, and then, you know, the fans are still living it, you know, years later. But oh my God, I shot that. Like that was like one day. I shot that one day. You know, it's like one day of my life. It still comes back to me, you know, because there are people who are seeing it for different. And it's really big in like other countries. Like in Asia, it's like super big. Like I've done like a lot of independent films, and one of the directors, she was from China, and like this film that we did and had a lead in, and she was like, oh my God, you know, we could sell this because like Gossip Girl's huge in China. And I was like, really? And I was like, I didn't know that. They love it there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's cool, you know. And then, you know, now, you know, like getting ready to promote this, and promoting the Emoji song, which just came out a couple weeks ago, and you know, the album that's coming out, which is the Emoji song is part of, which is called Tales from the Turnpike. And yeah, I mean, it's like it's interesting little points to like talk about, you know, going from one thing to the other, because, you know, Gossip Girl is a very specific, you know, I mean, it's a diverse crowd, but it's, you know, people are usually like fashion and, you know, things like that.
So the Emoji song, which it sounds like is the lead single off the Turnpike, what's it called? The Turnpike?
Tales from the Turnpike. It's so interesting. The last guy, his album started with the word Tales too. Mine is called Tales from the Turnpike, meaning like there's like little references to New Jersey, you know, throughout the song, and like where I grew up and, you know, the experiences, but it's stuff that everyone can relate to. You know, you don't have to be from New Jersey or know about New Jersey even. It's like universal themes, like strippers with bad backs, you know, things like that. One of the songs is called Stripper with Sciatica, you know. I think everyone can relate to that, right? Wherever
Absolutely.
You go. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the Emoji song is the first song off of it, and that, you know, that talks about, you know, miscommunications and things we have in relationships using, you know, texting and emojis and to communicate, you know, and very often becoming more committed to the emojis and the texting than the actual real person that we're trying to, you know, court, if you will. I haven't said that word woo in a long time.
Was there a specific, like a story or a situation that inspired the wooing of this Emoji song for you, or?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, just personal experience, you know, experiences that I've heard of also from friends and family members. But yeah, definitely personal experience of like, you know, just like where, you know, there's a miscommunication, you know, in somebody reading a signal, like reading into an emoji too much. Like, why are you winking at me with that emoji? What is that? Are you flirting with me, or are you making fun of me? Or, you know, in the song, it's, you know, the guy who I play, you know, it's kind of me, you know, wooing this girl, you know, trying to court her with these emojis and like doing what he thinks is right, you know, like, which is communicating and like, hey, you know, I'm there for you. You know, it's July 4th. I'm thinking about you. It's, you know, it's the holidays. I'm thinking of you, you know, all these different things that he does in order to court her. But basically there's like no actual relationship. The relationship is like, he doesn't realize because he's so busy focused on that and doing the right thing there. Actually no interaction. He met her once, you know, I meet the girl in the beginning of the video, in the music video, which is on YouTube. You know, and I meet her in the beginning at a yogurt shop that she works at, and then like the rest of the video until, you know, is me like in various places, you know, like sending her emojis, you know, throughout a period of time, which is almost like 6 months or a little bit longer, you know, where there's no actual relationship. We never actually met. There's just this, you know, emoji communication.
Now, you personally, what's your favorite emoji to use?
Oh, man. Which one I use the most, or which is my favorite one? I mean, there's emojis that are in there that, like, there's so many that I don't know, I wouldn't dare to use. You know, I just wouldn't. Like the puke emoji, like the guy, the guy puking. Right. I've never used that. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't have a lot of friends that get, you know, trashed and like throw up. And I don't know if I would send them that even if they did. I'd be like, are you okay? Or I'd be like, don't ever throw up in my shoes again. That's disgusting. And now you have to buy me a new pair of shoes because I can't wear those. That's disgusting. And you ruined my orthotics on top of that. Thank you very much. Yeah. So, you know, it's you know, the puke one is the one I don't think I've ever used that. I mean, I feel even a little uncomfortable talking about it right now because I feel like I'm using it, but I'm not. And I think I used the tongue out one, like the one where I'm like making like I'm just joking type of emoji. Like I use that probably the most because I joke around a lot, as you can tell.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did the perfect sound effect for it.
Right. I don't know if it's that. I think it's more just like, I don't think there's actually a sound that face is making. I think it's just like tongue out. Like, I think that like the eyes winking at the same time. It's like I'm just joking around. If you didn't understand the humor in my text already, like, just so you know that was a joke.
Now
you know?
Here's something I was thinking, like with these songs and whether it's these songs from up this album or previous songs, do these like also come like as like things you might be writing for comedy stuff or stand up or something, like evolve in the songs?
No. I mean, I don't do stand up. You know, I've done a decent amount of improvisation and playing for like musical improv groups. You know, making up full musicals on the spot. Like I've done that for I did that for a while as a piano player. But no, this is, I mean, what I'm doing right now is I'm in the process of booking gigs throughout the country, you know, to perform live, you know, whether it be, you know, my music can be performed in comedy clubs or also like regular, you know, music venues and things like that. So I'm like, right now I'm in the process of booking gigs, you know, at comedy clubs and music venues throughout the country, to perform this live. You know, that's what I really love doing. I love performing live more than anything. So like I headlined the New York Funny Song Festival a couple of years ago with this type of music. And, yeah, I mean, I play live with, you know, to singing the tracks or playing with a keyboard live, or I have a guitar that I play also. So that's fun. Guitar has to be funny. You know, I mean, people, that's, you know.
Absolutely. Guitar is super.
Super fun. And then if people make fun of me, I get really serious and be like, please do not make fun of this guitar. This is not a laughing matter. This is guitar serious. You know. And then they're like, are you serious, Matt? Yeah, I'm serious. Don't make fun of my guitar. and then I give them like that emoji face, but like as a person. Because I'm joking.
Funny.
Yeah.
It always goes back to the emoji.
I would love to, like, what'd you say?
It always goes back to the emojis.
It goes back to the emojis, yes. You know, I mean, it's a part of our society now. I mean, I think we use so many. I don't know about you, but I use so many of it. You know, sometimes I'm like, is that too many? But I feel like it's necessary. Like I can't like just like type something in text without putting some type of emotion into it.
It's like I'm not a big emoji person. Like
Yeah.
my extent is like the thumbs up. Like
Right.
I don't have time to search through for emojis. But my daughters are
Yep.
like, your next song will have to be the GIF song because they have full, complete conversations through GIFs, and I'm just like,
Right.
I can't even find a GIF on my phone. Like I don't know how
Yep.
they do it.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's like you're right. Yes. It's like that's going to be a whole industry, like people just like making GIFs, like all day long, like different companies, the GIF company or something, and they just make different GIFs for different things.
Different things.
I mean, it's artistic. I mean, like people used to like was poetry, like This Is a Poem, or like the Jersey Christmas played this film festival in Jersey City. And we won Best Music Video last year, and we were paired in our screening with this documentary called Cassette Tape, and it was about the making the people that invented the cassette tape, and the world that the cassette tape brought out, which was people making mixtapes for people. And it was like you had to take a cassette and another cassette and find the cassette you wanted and find the song that you liked, and you used to record it from one thing to the next, and then you would give this tape to somebody, and it was a very personal thing. It was a very you would give this thing to somebody, and it was like your heart and soul and your sweat, and when you gave this to someone, they knew it was like a real, you cared about them, or you wanted to you took time thinking about them to do this. And I really related, in that that we're doing that now. I mean, it's at a faster pace, but it's the same, it's similar. The GIF, that's what the GIF thing is. I mean, it's not, it doesn't take as long to make a GIF, but people find these things and this is how I feel, and
yeah, it's a whole nother
being on the side of a road or something. I don't know.
Well, let's stick with the emojis because the emojis is the song at heart right now.
Thanks.
So I'm going to play it for everybody, but where can you have everybody find you, buy your music, keep up to date, tour dates, TV shows?
Cool. Yeah. So the emoji song, the video is on YouTube at Ben Rauch Music, Ben last name Rauch. Music, and I'm on Instagram with all my naked pictures. I'm just kidding. There's no naked pictures.
They're all emojis covering all the parts.
They're right. They're the emojis, right, covering all my elbows and everything. God, he covered his elbows. Yes. My Instagram is Ben Rauch1, the number 1, and my Facebook fan page is Ben Rauch Updates. And I'm on Spotify and iTunes and iHeartRadio, and anywhere, hopefully anywhere that music is streamed or sold. If you look up the Emoji song.
Absolutely, Ben. I want to thank you for doing this, and more even importantly, thank you for hanging through 30 minutes of a tirade.
No, it's fine, man. That's fine. I mean, that's how it works sometimes,
Absolutely. Cool. Well, let's play this. You were what?
I was plotting the next wacky emoji I was going to start sending out to my friends. So.
I didn't even get an emoji from you saying F you or anything.
No. I'm going to send a puke emoji in a few minutes just for fun. Don't take offense to it.
Not at all.
It's referencing. I want you to just get a visual on the one that I've never sent. I've actually never sent this to anyone, so you're going to be the first person. But it's going to be done with all the love in the world. I just want you to know that.
I truly am a lucky one tonight.
Thank you.
Ben, thank you again, and again, seriously, thank you for hanging tough. And let's do this. Let's play the emoji song for everybody. Everybody, check it out.
Thanks so much.
The emoji.